Welcome to this week's Jackson County Board of Commissioners meeting. This meeting is held in the Jackson County Courthouse Auditorium at 10 South Oakdale in Medford. This meeting is held every Wednesday morning at 9:30, as long as a quorum of 2 commissioners is available to conduct the business of Jackson County. Your Jackson County Commissioners broadcast this meeting over Rogue Valley Television, and it's available for streaming and review at jacksoncountyor.gov. Under the Government tab, under Recorded Meetings, click on RVTV Live Streaming. The types of business that occur at this meeting include public hearings, official voting on actions by the Board of Commissioners, presentations by departments of the county, and recognition of service that makes our county great. Agendas of the meetings are posted on the Commissioners' Bulletin Board and released on the county's website and through local media in the time required for public notice. Many of the conclusions on the business presented to the Board of Commissioners have been discussed in detail and prepared by the administrative office and staff prior to consideration at this meeting and the official vote. These prior discussions also have been properly noticed and the work done in a transparent manner. We encourage you to come and experience the process by attending any of these meetings or watch online at jacksoncountyor.gov. And now, your Jackson County Commissioners, Randy Sparacino, Rick Dyer, and Colleen Roberts, working for you.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. It's a little after 9:30, so we'll call the Board of Commissioners regular meeting for August 12th, 2026 to order. We're here in the Courthouse Auditorium and on audio-video conference. We're going to start our meeting today with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we'll move into our requests for discussion of non-agenda items. We do have a 5-minute limit pursuant to the codified ordinances of Jackson County, Section 213.06. Members of the public may address any item not on the agenda. However, pursuant to ORS 192.640, the Board of Commissioners is prohibited from discussing a principal subject that is not on the agenda. Therefore, the Board of Commissioners will listen to your concerns and may consider the matter you raise by asking staff to follow up on any questions or by placing the matter on the agenda for discussion at a future meeting. First person we have signed up today is Seafire or Vox. Why don't you give your name and address for the record again, please?
Hi, I just had a legal name change. It's Seafire or Vox. However, for the sake of our audience here, we're going to go by my Hebrew name, which is Hillel Ben Shahar, just for the public record. Since Logan Vaughn here in the audience likes to call me a Satanist for being a Jew. Anyway, I'm here because as many of you know, I've worked in photo editing and doctoring images and photography for over 30 years. Recently, let me hand these out to you, commissioners.
You can hand, we'll get them from the.
Recently, I've taken some of the iconic January 6 videos that were circulated widely by New York Times, Washington Post, and just about every single media outlet out there. And I've slowed them down to fractional speeds and inspected them at the pixel level. These are doctored videos. They composite with background video, what we would call early generative AI. We used to call it CGI. So, let's see, the photos of Douglas Jensen with the big Q shirt. You know, Q's an anti-pedophilia, anti-corruption-like movement. And the fellow wearing the big Q shirt, Douglas Jensen, and Officer Goodman, that's a doctored image there. The Oath Keepers and the single file lines storming the steps of the Capitol, that is doctored images. We even have rioters, insurrectionists on the Capitol footage recording video with their screens, and on the screens of their phone is Douglas Jensen inside the Capitol building. It gets worse. So on the FBI's, again, you guys know that I'm a small business owner here in the Valley, and my niche is doctoring images. It's compositing multiple images into one, and Unlike everyone else these days that uses software and apps and AI to do their photo editing, I do everything by hand. And my whole shtick is that I need you guys, when I put an image in front of you, to not be able to tell that it's a doctored image. So I spent 30 years in this craft, and then, going back into the macro and making sure that there's no signs of the image doctoring that my clients or the public can see. So on the FBI's official YouTube channel, they have the surveillance footage of the DC pipe bomber. This is utterly doctored images using software like Adobe Premiere. If you guys as lay people were to get into this official FBI DC pipe bomber video and slow it down, you'd see that it's all composited, it's all doctored, it's all fake. This was used as evidence in the conviction of Brian J. Cole Jr., the DC pipe bomber. On your handouts, which will be made available to you, are QR codes to the video analysis of these iconic videos. So in short, the defaming narratives that slandered and ruined the lives of many, as calling them insurrectionists and domestic extremists, these are fake videos. These are fake narratives. This is a malicious hoax. It's a felony. Also on your handout will be 2 audio calls. These are recorded calls where I have called in to the FBI to report felony crimes. One is a drug cartel selling undetectable designer drugs online, which is responsible for a slew of violent crimes nationwide, which are misattributed to men's mental health episodes because they just simply don't show up on drug screens. It's also the reason why the Vatican has seen a 650% increase in requests for exorcisms since 2020. Because when your loved one is losing their mind and they look like they're something out of a horror movie with demonic possession, and they don't show up, their drug tests come back clean from the emergency room from the police department, people will often go to what they're familiar with, so they request exorcisms. Anyway, these audio recorded, the recorded audio of my calls into the FBI demonstrates that the FBI terminates calls in the middle of reports. It seems like their call center technology has been calibrated to sabotage the reporting of crimes. So all across the United States, people who are calling in felony crimes, in federal jurisdiction to the FBI, these crime reports are not getting to investigators. Let's see, what else do we want to, so this cartel of undetectable drugs is connected to the Crooks Butler shooting. The 2 gallons of nitromethane that Thomas Crooks ordered prior to Butler is a precursor in the novel psychoactive substance P2P, which is like angel dust. Cops in the 80s are very familiar with angel dust, the wire run, you can sustain mortal wounds. I'm going to have to ask you to wrap up. Okay, so under misprision of felony crimes, I'm asking you as my commissioners to please reach out to federal enforcement since the crime reports are not getting to them. Thank you.
All right. Next one on our list is Clarence Carr. Coming up, and make sure you give your name and number, or name and address, please, for the record again.
Clarence Carr, 1446 Thomas Road. I came here before, and I believe it was Bitten who said that somebody asked, how can they help me? Under ORS 241.120, that's the investigation inspections by the commissions. That's the statute that allows you guys to investigate records, perjury, everything. There's more statutes I could sit up here and list. ORS 203.111, ORS 203.240 give you guys all the power and duty to investigate, inspect everything that I done gave you guys. So I don't understand how, when I come up to these podiums and just ask for basic respect or basic, polite way to, resolve a big issue, I get treated with that I'm ignorant or there's nothing that you guys can legally do when all the power is actually in your guys' hand, not just by state law, by 2 CFR 200. You guys have the same responsibility underneath civil rights. You guys have the same responsibility to investigate everything that I've been bringing up here and reporting. And when You get to watch you guys do a little tangle. You know, I get treated like that everywhere. You know, color of my skin has made sure that I know I get treated like I'm ignorant, like I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, I've been through this my whole life. You know, I went through so much years of being gang stalked in this community that I actually sat back and made sure I learned every law. I knew everything I was talking about before I ever stepped up to these podiums. I never wanted to be called ignorant. I never wanted to be called stupid. I made sure that I read every law, every supplemental local rule, everything I could find before I stepped up here. And to get treated like that, and for you guys to go on the public record and act like there's nothing that this board could do, it blows my mind. You guys hold all the power, every drop of it. And then when a person actually comes up here and asks you to stop your police overreach from no contact orders with his kids, I can't take my kids to the park, can't go out to eat, I can't do nothing. They don't even file the criminal cases, but they leave the no contact orders in place just to be assholes. This is abuse of power. It's racial discrimination. I don't see this happening to any other person, only me. I've been through a lot in this county. I filed when I got jumped by the people, filed over in the federal court. They tell me that statute of limitations. I didn't know there's statute of limitations when the whole entire city and county is actively hiding the paperwork. Always have. They won't release 911 calls. They won't release police reports. Most criminals could come up here and say, "Can I get my police report?" and then slap it on the table. I'm the only person I know that can't get criminal reports. I can't even go get my authenticated documents from that courthouse. They're all fraudulent. All the timestamps are erased. I made sure I went and learned data law. I went and made sure I learned clerk entries. I went and made sure I followed everything. And then I went on your guys' website and just followed your guys' training videos. Literally, they're all up there. JCIP training is up there. All the training for everybody is up there. Even your guys' technology on how to build a little local county and community. It's all up there. I spent 6 years learning this before I came up here. That's how bad the torment I went through. And I accepted it all. Openly, open eyes. I'm sitting in front of some of the people that I've watched. I could go over to any building and go follow people I got pictures of that followed me, stalked me. I don't care why I'm in this. I don't care if you never stop. But I do care about the abuse my children receive, the abuse of taking money, the abuse of treating me like shit, and the abuse, the worst one, is treating me like I'm ignorant and I don't know what I'm talking about. And the law isn't what it says it is. Even your judges are crooked, won't even allow filings. So somebody has to stop it. You guys do have the power.
Thank you. All right, we have no one else signed up. Anyone else in the courthouse auditorium wishing to speak today? Come on up, give your name and address for the record.
I'm Scott Walter. I'm running for county commissioner in 2028, and I'm just learning the ropes. I'm seeing a lot in the county right now, a lot of helicopters flying over, and I actually love it because we used to make these bubbles for Erickson Air Crane. And I keep hearing on the radio that the feds aren't helping out, but they are. And I've done a couple of I've gone to a couple of camps over the years, and I've worked at the South Umpqua Complex. So, frankly, I just wanted to say good job, county, on support.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? No? Anyone online with their Zoom hand raised?
Mr. Chair, I have no one on Zoom with their hand raised.
Okay, well then we will move on into the consent calendar. this week that consists of the minutes of meetings of the Board of Commissioners regular meeting of July 22nd, 2026, and the Board of Commissioners staff meeting of July 23rd, 2026, and an order appointing Lisa Byrne as Commissioner to the Board of Housing Authority of Jackson County, and that's order number 217-26.
Move approval of the consent calendar as read.
Second that.
Commissioner Sparacino?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes.
Commissioner Dyer?
Yes. All right, no public hearings today, so we'll move on into the discussion and deliberation items. First item there is an order authorizing a master intergovernmental cooperative purchasing agreement between Equalis Group LLC and Jackson County, and this is order number 218-26. Mr. Jordan.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, members of the board, in this case, Equalis Group LLC is what's called an interlocal cooperative purchasing program. It's operated through a national association of political subdivisions and also state agencies. They typically just conduct public sector procurements with suppliers under applicable procurement requirements. In this case, our Jackson County Law Library is being remodeled. This is to enhance access and availability to our end users. Part of that remodel does entail the purchase of customized shelving. To be able to make this purchase through Equalis, it's necessary to become a purchasing group member through their master intergovernmental cooperative purchasing agreement. Term of the agreement is upon execution until terminated as provided for in the agreement. There's no direct financial impact. We just have to sign into the agreement to be able to have access to purchasing, and I do recommend your approval.
Thank you.
And I'll move to approve Order 218-26.
Second.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes.
Commissioner Sparacino?
Yes.
Commissioner Dyer?
Yes. Our next item is an order authorizing change order number 1 to Jackson County Public Improvement Contract dated May 7th, 2026 with Precision Electric Contractors, LLC, and this is order number 219-26. Mr. Jordan.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, members of the board, our Jackson County Justice Building, which is located at 100 South Oakdale in Medford, had old and outdated lighting fixtures that needed replacement. We did do a Jackson County Public Improvement Contract, which was executed on May 7th of 2026, that was to replace existing light fixtures. Throughout the building, we had a change order number 1, which included the installation of dimmer switches, 2 conductor dimming wires, and emergency lighting relays. The original contract fell within my authority to approve, was an expense of $89,865 for the term of the contract, which was June 1st of 2026 through June 30th of 2026. Change order number 1 increases the expense by $32,768 to $122,633, requiring authorization by the Board of the Commissioners. Term of the change order number 1 is June 1st of 2026 through June 30th of 2026. It does require ratification to become effective June 1st of 2026. Financial impact of an additional $32,768. It is budgeted, and I do recommend your approval.
Thank you.
Move approval of order number 219-26.
I'll second.
Commissioner Sparacino?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes.
Commissioner Dyer?
Yes. Last item on our agenda today is an order authorizing the 2026 sale of surplus and foreclosed real properties acquired by Jackson County. And this is order number 220-26. Mr. Jordan, one last time.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, members of the board, as we reviewed in your prior staff meeting, ORS 275-110 to 275-160 provides for the sale of properties acquired through tax foreclosure or in any other manner. The county will offer surplus and foreclosed real property for sale from the 2016 to 2023 tax foreclosure lists. The real property will have a minimum sale price, which is meant to be set to recover unpaid property taxes on the property and also any costs incurred by the county while in ownership of the property. The surplus real property auction shall be conducted at a date, time, and location established by the Jackson County Sheriff and also the Finance Director. And this is in accordance with ORS 275-120. With the minimum bid set, we expect a revenue of a minimum of $645,132 estimated, and that would be if all parcels sold for the minimum bid, which I don't expect, but nonetheless wanted to provide you an estimate, and I do recommend your approval.
Thank you.
And I'll move to approve Order 220-26.
Second.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes.
Commissioner Sparacino?
Yes.
Commissioner Dyer?
Yes, and that does conclude our business, so we're adjourned.
We hope that you've enjoyed this week's Jackson County Board of Commissioners meeting. If you have any questions on any part of the show, please feel free to contact your Jackson County Commissioners or staff. You can find their contact information at jacksoncountyor.gov. To review the content of this or any other meeting, under the Government tab, under Recorded Meetings, click on RVTV Live Streaming.